notes coming out. Oh, we're live. I'm sorry. Back to culinary. Decent people.
Culinary matters.
Hey, this is Leo Gilling on the Leo Gilling Show, and with my host, our co-host, Noel, Chef Noel Cunningham, and we also have exciting Miss Marsha Grant.
Yeah.
Art NSTA. Did I say that right?
Yes, sir. With the trust at the end, Heart NSTA Trust.
Trust, yes. And we also have Anette, the chef advocate, and we also have Captain Mixo Kid.
Aye.
Yes.
That's what we do that, right? Yes, sir.
Yeah, salute at all times, you know?
Yes, man.
And he's gonna show us some real tricks.
AKA the Flair Tender.
The Flair Tender.
Flair Tender! What? Why? You can't mix up wordy, man. Jeez,
Yeah.
And we have an exciting day of cooking, of food and culinary displays. And now we're turning to to look at how we make wash. You know, we eat the food and then we drink the wash. We're gonna have.
That's right.
We're gonna have
it's all over to you now, Captain Kid.
Aye. So welcome. Big up to all my Jamaicans all over the world. You know, your boy Captain Kid will be taking you on a wonderful journey today on our Emancipation Day. Right? So what better way to celebrate it today than to incorporate something that we know in Jamaica, some good old Guinea.
A Guinea, holy surely.
Yes. I went ahead and created somewhat of a watered syrup. You might call it a juice, but this is more sweeter, so we'll classify it as a syrup because of the Brix ratio. All right?
Okay, nice.
So getting that exciting ingredient in first, I'll be adding 2 ounces. And do remember, my Jamaican bartenders, when we're mixing out there, we try to use our jiggers at all times to keep the international standard and, of course, to keep the consistency going.
Nice.
All right? So what I'll do next is use my same jigger and add an ounce of honey.
Honey
is my favorite sweetener because of its natural essence, you know? But then it has a pretty distinct flavor that is hard to cover. So I just mix that up with my Guinness to get the flavors going.
So what's the name of this drink?
Well, the drink, funny enough, is named after my favorite song right now from Coffee called Lockdown.
Man. I like it.
Marsha, what lockdown mean?
Huh? Why are you picking on me? Why are you picking on me?
Oh, I know what the word mean. Lockdown.
To everyone.
Lock down.
Lockdown.
Lock down.
All right, so in the meantime, I've added some ice to my glass. And then we're getting the good old Kingston. I'm from Kingston, the good old community where a lot of talents come from, called Seaview Gardens. So we have to dig up Kingston, definitely.
Hold on, I don't know what
this new product.
What you show me? What did you just show me in the bottle?
Kingston 62.
The new name for Appleton Special.
The new name for Appleton Special, Kingston 62.
Kingston 62.
Oh, God. Okay.
So I represent Kingston now in our bottle. And we're adding 1.5 ounces. And then we have a wonderful sorrel flavored liqueur that was created by D&G recently.
Okay. Wow, no both. So that the one there at the thing, right? At the thing that. The sorrel thing. Yes, all right.
Agent. Remember when we're doing mixology, it all breaks down into 4 main categories: our spirit, our flavoring agent, our balancing agent, which might be called our chasers, and of course the most important part, ice and garnish. So ice and garnish, you might as well return the drink.
Yeah.
Marsha, what you drink?
Coconut water with some family. Ray and his nephew, I'm supporting the family.
Yeah. Family matters.
Family matters.
Your cousin.
Mm-hmm. I have all of them here, so might as well just bring them in.
All right, Capo, go ahead.
All right, lastly, I transferred my drink to the shaker can. So I'll be adding some tropical rhythm pineapple ginger.
That's a good one.
So we have pineapple, ginger, sorrel, Guinea flavor going on.
The good thing, them.
Good.
Jamaica fully, you know?
Yeah. A taste of Jamaica right here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What that?
Glass.
Shaker now, we shake it up. So why I decided to shake this cocktail, the pineapple tends to give you some form of emulsification, and it creates like a foam on top. And I want that to be a part of my presentation.
All right.
Yeah. And he's teaching as well.
There we go. We're pour it now in our wonderful glass.
Wow.
Right on top there. And of course, pineapple was in the drink. So I garnish with some pineapple.
All right.
I'll just take it from you right now.
I have like some chopped melon.
Me fight your feet, Noel.
Chopped melon.
Why I put that in the drink now is to just give something to munch on while the drink is being.
Aye.
Keep your company.
Tell Anette that. Tell Anette that.
Aye.
Not be a chef, but I'm a chef in the bar, innit?
Bar chef, yeah.
Ah. All right.
Here we go. Cheers to lockdown.
You ready for this now? Lockdown. Lockdown.
Right. I want two of that.
Marsha. Lockdown.
Oh my
Captain,
God.
so where can we find you? Where can we find you?
Hold on before we go to this. More. Tell me one wine I drink again. Tell us because I want to try it.
There's
So we have a
Guinea.
Guinness syrup, some honey, Kingston 62, pineapple ginger, and pretty
Sorry.
much a salt flavored liqueur. That's it.
Jesus.
And it's called
But I
Lockdown.
mean, we are one people, so we definitely have to represent in a glass, you know?
Yeah.
And of course, you can follow me on Captain Mixer Kid on all social media. As you were talking about marketing earlier, I try to ensure that I keep that title across all social media when it's available, of course, to ensure that it's easily accessible to the public. So once you remember Captain, you know I'm a mixologist and my last name is Kid. Everywhere you go, find
All
Captain.
right.
Nice.
Aye.
Nice mix.
Of course,
Aye.
I'll big up somebody.
Go on. What if I mix that guy?
Hold on, Leah. Hold on.
Randy in the Big Belly Bartender, Cocktails Jamaica, you know? He's the next one, pretty much following what we're doing to get the mixology of Jamaica across the world.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the chefs get the love, big up to the chef for loving the same way, but we get the steering and steer the ship across the ocean, you know?
But Captain, how me not see the flare? Cause that's what I know you for. What go on? How me see the flare buckle them, but me not see nothing show up. What? You can't flop with. Oh, cause me say what go on.
Marsha, patience now, Charles. Patience now?
Sorry, I the cousin them.
No, the nephew them.
Hey.
Guys.
Up you know, what you know.
Yeah, man.
I know it's always excitement, ain't it?
Exactly. So I was wondering what happened.
You know, I just wanted to get the drinks out there because, again, I'm very in tune with my social media. Some people been backlashing or giving me some comments about highlighting mixology more, you know? So they're used to the thing and I've marketed that for a while. So they want to be like the captain now, mixing some cocktails. And then I'm still learning some flair from our international friends across the world.
Yeah.
So after I get myself really pronouncing flair tending, I'll start training the public as well.
So
Awesome.
so is this a hard trust student also, Marsha?
I don't think he didn't do March. You went to Heart, Captain?
Well, actually, I went to art and did food.
Yeah, not as Barton.
And two, because they don't really, I'm not knowledgeable of bartending courses in art. But Jerry and the Academy.
You went to Jerry Academy, which is one of our partners. We do have the partnership.
Okay. And the Bartending Academy of Jamaica from Miss Debbie and Spence.
Debbie and Spence. Mm-hmm.
All right. So therefore, how I know you say you're on social media, but are you in business for yourself right now?
Yes, I actually have a business called Mixing with the Captain, where I go around and do events. Pretty much also like it's like a educational entertainment show, like.
He's a mixology edutainer.
Wow.
Good title. I love that title right there.
So well, so business kind of slow for you right now because there's no well it pop up.
That's a lot.
Well, being that I am a very smart and innovative person, I've kind of targeted most of the brands now because we can get some capital from pretty much marketing their products, creating cocktails for marketing as well. So I kind of keep close to the brand managers and, you know, create cocktails to excite the public pretty much.
Okay.
Leo, I wanted to say this. I met Captain Kidd a few years ago at Expo Jamaica. And prior to that, his name came up in several conversations, and I sought him out when I came home for Expo. And let me tell you something, I haven't stopped speaking about him. I watch him on Instagram, and some friends of mine went to Jamaica last year, Grand Palladium, and they signed up for his mixology class. And they snuck into the second one because he was entertaining. And while he was entertaining, he was educating them at the same time. Yeah. This is Jamaica's future right here. Yeah. We have to, as a culture, we have to start investing in our youth, because if we don't, we're not going to have anything. Mm-hmm. We have to start investing in folks like, you know, Captain Kidd, folks like Sheldon Spencer, Randy and Thomas, the big belly bartender. Because if we don't invest in them, we don't have anything. And they have dreams. Yeah, they have dreams. Yeah, they have dreams. They want to take the Jamaican culture beyond the shores. Mm-hmm. Yeah, really Jamaica is more than jerk.
Yeah.
We have the best rum in the entire world. Why not take it to Slovenia? Why not take it to Antarctica? Why not take it to Brazil and show how it can be incorporated? So my soapbox, invest in the younger ones, and don't just invest in the ones who will give you a good face. Because good face alone can't carry the flag. Good face alone not going to carry the flag.
You want the stories as well.
We have the stories, and the three that I named, Randy, Sheldon, and Captain Kidd, they have such great stories behind them. Pick up the flag, support the youth of Jamaica, encourage them, push them.
At the same time, I'm on this platform, and I want to speak to all the mixologists in Jamaica. It's not just people believing in us. It's we believing in ourselves. You know? If we don't really try to make a change towards mixology in Jamaica, there won't be any change. So all the names you called a while ago, we're trying, but again, there's a far way to go. And of course, I'm glad I'm on this platform to ask the world to just support us. Just give us a look, you know, see what we're about, just for a minute, and you'll never be let down. Luke, Randy, and Sheldon Spencer, and there are many more. Andre, the mixologist, we're slowly right, but it takes some time. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I thank you again for the opportunity to be on this program.
You're welcome.
Marsha, tell me about the future of mixology at Heart.
All right, so we do have mixology programs. In 2018, when we started our partnerships with JCTI coming out of TEF. It is something we recognize because we've been competing on the international stage for a while, and it's one competition that we have not been able to make a lot of headway in is mixology. A lot of it has to do with the types of hotels we have in Jamaica. Remember now, the majority of hotels in Jamaica are all inclusives, which means that we do not make individually stylized drinks. You understand? We're not using, people not going there and asking for classics. People not going and say, I'd like an old fashioned. Similarly to culinary, the same way in culinary, we need to know how to sear and we need to bake. Similarly, in bartending, we need to know what are the classics and how do we build on those flavors, how do we add bitters, those types of things. We recognize the challenge and we did some partnerships with the Gariel Academy and JCTI. So we offered bartending programs. I think last year, November, we graduated 500 odd persons in bartending. So we've been offering the bartending. We're currently writing some other programs as well. We have brought down international bartenders. I see some of them on the thing. I have Ira here. I don't know if Marv is live. But we've been bringing down persons to sort of get the persons to understand, because currently one of my friends, Marv, he is the Angostura Global Bartender of the Year, which means he won the international thing.
His name is Cunningham.
Yes, man. Yes, Marv Cunningham.
Marv Cunningham.
Awesome, yeah, man. Awesome gentleman. We brought him down. He did some seminars for the students at heart. He's been a good advocate for us. And what we've been trying to do is to get our persons to link with these persons. Because similarly to culinary 15 years ago, it's where mixology is now. Yeah. Because a lot of people do come to you and tell you that they are bartenders. And in a sense, that's what they are. They tend the bar. They're not mixing anything. They pour from 3 bottles into 1 glass and call it something and whatever. And they do not understand the basics. And as the federation, coming out of heart, as the federation, we have had a time of this, trying to get people to understand what this is about. Yeah. Some of the times when we go to Miami, bartending is a show. When we go to Miami a lot of times and we are seeing the bartenders come out. I remember the first year I went in 2012. I see this man come out with this big suitcase looking thing. I said, but we have doctor over here. And when the man opened, I saw some bar tools I have never seen before. These people were very, very professional. When you go to, I went to the bar seminars, I've been to the Angostura seminars, I've been to the Royal Navy seminars. It goes into, and a lot of it has to do with as well marketing. Yes, we have the best rum in the world. The other day there was a voting thing on the best refinery. And people, we didn't vote for our own brand, so we wouldn't win the challenge. I do cruises. I've been to Angostura. I've been to the Bacardi factory. I've been to some of the factories. And when I look at the product at Royal Navy, these are stage factories. When you go on the tour at Royal Navy, it's a real experience. Yes, when you go around the back and you smell the dunder, it's real. And when you see the donkey crushing the cane, it is a real experience. But if you don't believe in yourself, if we don't believe we have the best rum, if we don't believe we have the best bartenders, and in everything as well, the bartenders also need to do their research. It should not be, although there are some liqueurs that are not available here, or you may not be able to buy it because we're not so. But we need to know what it is. I think it was last night. I don't know if anybody knows. Angostura launched a new bitters yesterday. They have cocoa bitters launched yesterday.
The cocoa bitters. No, was it yesterday, the day before?
Today's what? Oh, Saturday. Yeah, the day before. Now, remember, this is my craft, I need to know this,
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I mean? Nobody needs to tell me this, because I need to know, say, I don't know what it tastes like because obviously it has not been distributed yet. But if I'm thinking of what a bitters is, I'm saying, what does this pair well with? I should have been listening to that launch because it now means that my new cocktails are jumping out with cocoa bitters. So now we have 3 bitters, the original, the orange bitters, and the cocoa. Mm-hmm. So as individuals in these professions, there is a responsibility on us to find out what is happening, what is new out there, what is new in the industry, because sometimes we are waiting on people to bust. Them can't bust, and you go bust yourself.
Marsha, that's also a good marketing point. Someone else can't be more excited for your brand more than you.
Exactly, it's true. You are going on when you hear Jamaicans. I tell somebody, let me tell you, when you travel, the people them in the diaspora, are so excited about some simple things that we out here don't pay attention to. Yeah. I got a call from a chef one day and he asked me if Trelawney is near to St. Ann. This is a white chef. This is the second. He came to Jamaica once. So I said, why you asking me? He wants to stop at his yam man. So I said, where you get yam man from in Jamaica? No, remember, I live in Trelawney. And the man proceeds to describe the yam man that he wants to go to. So I called the driver who picked him up from TEF and said, where did you carry this man? And they said to me, say, right on the corner of Spring Hill, there's a man that sells coconut and them sell yam. So we say, all right, carry him back there. And I stopped there. I've always stopped there and buy coconut. To be honest, I've never seen the sign that say yam sell there. I stop there and I go in there and this woman give me some roast yam with some salt mackerel.
Okay, tell us which party there. Hold on. Which party there exactly?
In Duncan's. When you're coming out of Duncan's going to Montego Bay, right on the sharpest corner there, there's a coconut man there.
Man, yep.
Listen, me man.
Marsha, the coconut he rivals the man out at airport.
Yes,
that
man.
is the sweetest coconut water I have ever tasted.
But let me tell you, man, when you go in there and the man wife, and they offer you all manner of things, so you go to buy roast yam and salt mackerel, and you want a piece of breadfruit in there. You want a piece of sweet potato. And if you don't mind, you don't leave there.
That's true. Yes.
You understand? You don't leave. And I'm saying this is a white chef who came to Jamaica once. Is going to tell me who live in this parish, say, him wants to stop at the yam man. Now, him can more excited for my product than me. I'm a Jamaican, and I'm not excited. I've stopped there with my little buckle and buy my coconut. I never see the smoke come from around the bucket. You know? So now, and it's the same thing happened to what happens here. People from abroad are calling and telling, say, when I was driving through here, I stopped here. If we are not excited for it, nobody else is going to be
Nobody
excited
else
for
can
it.
be, yeah.
Cover Jamaica.
Oh,
Yes.
Here's my tune for Capo. Capo.
Yes.
One of
And
the,
as well, back in 2010 was when I really took mixology serious.
right.
It was when I won National Bartender Showcase for Appleton. That allowed me the opportunity to go to New York and judge the real mixology of the same competition. Yeah, I see men looking like afros and Elvis Presley uniform, and when them go on them the persona itself. I said, no man, you need to come with and that's how I came up with mixing Captain.
Mixing with Captain.
Captain, let me tell you something. Last year I had the opportunity to go to the bartending show in Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas, yeah.
Let me tell you something. The people signed me up for a tour. We are Jamaicans, so you know what that tour looks like. The tour involved 50 bars. When you go to the bar, there's no tour guide, Let me tell you, this is the best tour ever. You go to the tour with a token and they mix a drink. It was sponsored by, it wasn't Ciroc, one of those vodkas. After three stops, there's a food court, because you can't go no further than the tree, And it's when you went to the showcase, and I'm saying, but even as much as I think I knew about bartending, me no reach nowhere. The first booth at the show was cannabis-infused foam. And you chose your rum. So you decide if you want coconut rum with cannabis-infused, vapor that you suck out of a balloon.
Oh, wow.
Listen, me man, let me tell you, the world is huge. The experiences are huge. Do the research if you can afford to, if you can get a sponsor to get what it is that you need to get to build your brand, because you already have an awesome brand. The Captain is an awesome brand. You model the brand, you wear the uniform all the time. Your language speaks the uniform. It just really needs just a little push, and you'd be surprised that 10 years from now, we're saying, you remember that little guy there with the little buckle in? And that's an awesome job. Awesome.
I'm going to throw in one more mix. This is some Scotch bonnet pepper. It was Choma, Kingston 62, the pineapple juice and honey.
Yes, man.
I put my pepper in. Model.
Your model pepper?
Yeah, man.
Don't blame it, because we want the castor oil to just barely come out of the pepper and infuse in the drink. Too much of one thing not too good, And then I shake just for a little bit, because I don't want to bruise it up too much. And we do what we call in mixology a double strain. So here's my shot glass right here. Don't want the seeds in there.
Oh.
And this is my scotch shot. Normally I put some red syrup in there to send the message that it's hot.
I like the message.
Yes.
I like when you say to send the message.
That was a surprise.
Yeah, man.
Cheers.
Yes, man.
Cheers.
Yeah, man.
Cheers.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Hold on, the Cersei tea still on from morning?
No. You actually look a bit of Cersei with something else in there.
Oh, okay. We're just saying, Leo is drinking this bottle of water that we're not sure is water in there. No, but
I'm coming up shortly.
Put that S on it.
I'm coming up shortly. Ferguson, I want to see what he's drinking. So make sure you're drinking something, Gary.
Captain Kid, I am so proud of you.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I am so proud of you. And I can't wait.
The brand.
Yeah, I can't wait to see where this road takes you.
I love Jamaica. Let's do it. I'm in a deer. Jump, put your one in a deer. Move to the left, put your one in a deer. Move to the right, put your one up in a deer.
One big one for Capo.
Yeah. Yes.
Is that Scotch shop or Scotch shop? What is it? Tell me, Scott. Capo.
Repeat that.
Shot. A Scorcher shot. What is it?
Scorcher shot.
Scorcher shot. Aye.
Indeed.
I'm going to share the video, sharing information, share with your friends, your family, and you can also come back and watch again. So share.
You're supposed to make all of the hair that cut up in your chest.
If you have any.
if you have any.
Hold on, the captain. One name lockdown and one name walk.
Scorcher shot.
No, I know, but
So one carry you down and one bring you back home. So depending on what you need.
That's what I can have. That's what I can have the COVID, cure.
Yeah, man, the cure, yeah.
I still have the cure, but I haven't gotten a monetary offer just yet.
All right.
Well, guess what? You put yourself out there in the name of Jesus, it shall come.
Yes, man, I appreciate it.
Last thing, Capo. The four names that you call, the guys that you called, have you ever done any collaboration with them? I talk about, like a choreographed type of deal where four of you up on stage and just a show off on the skills in mixology.
Due to the dynamics of how we work, most of the time we're really busy. But we have a mixology group on WhatsApp, which we have always tried to create like a line situation where the bartenders would, showcase each mixology product, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the plan we have going forward. But me and the Big Belly bartender Randy, we have a lot of collaboration on his YouTube page coming up. He's the one encouraging me also to go on YouTube as well.
Well, I'm gonna depend on Chef Noel to bring you guys together on this show so that we can just
yes, man.
Mix away.
Yeah, just mix away. Right?
I can mix all day too,
Thank you so much, my friend. It's so
thanks, bro.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Service with a salute. Follow Captain.
Yeah, yard man. Yeah, yard man, don't respect. I want to I respect and love man to all Jamaican. I'm at one end of the world. One eye, like I own you. No matter where in this world I go, I am a Jamaican. No birthday but I have to show, cause I am a Jamaican. No matter where in this world I go, I am a Jamaican. No birthday but I have to show, cause I am a Jamaican. I have Jamaican walk, them here Jamaican talk, cause I am a Jamaican.
Not hearing.
We're muted.
This is what you've been waiting for. A chance to change your point of view. and take the break you deserve at Jamaica's resorts and attractions. When you can open your door to the seaside instead of just outside. Where you can change your mask and take a plunge. Sunshine smiling up inside your heart, feeling of pure Jamaican heartbeat, dancing to the beat up inside your heart, heartbeat of the world, oh Jamaican heartbeat, Jamaican heartbeat.
I'm not hearing Leo.
Not hearing Leo.
Leo, you're on mute.
I'm not hearing you.
Are you guys hearing me?
I'm hearing you.
Alrighty.
Oh, not hearing you.
Alright, so welcome back, guys. We're waiting on Leo's audio. If you're just joining, you've missed Captain Kidd, you've missed Chef Simone Walker Barrett, you missed the Ackee and Saltfish with Christopher Chuck, and you also missed the early session with Dr. Kira Wallace, right, and Christopher Wright. So we're just gonna be joined by Gariel Ferguson, and we still got the ladies with us, Marsha Grant and Annette Davidson from the Chef's Advocate. Them dumb Leo, it look like.
Too much. He probably had some of the Scotch bonnet.
And Gary is ready, all focused with his glass and thing.
Leo, where's your Scotch shot? Because I think Captain sent up just a few shot glasses to you know.
I know.
Are we hearing you now?
God have mercy. I think what happened is that me get the shot and it take a little time for you know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, welcome back, Leo. Thanks for joining us.
I know, right?
Oh my God. Gariel, what's up?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
You
Loving the energy.
Good.
You're ready to go, right? Because I have two pretty ladies here for you.
Look at you.
Those are his ladies. Those are his
Ready.
ladies.
Where are they? They came on already? The ones to give away. I don't know if you are giving away on it, but I'm trying to find them.
I sell money. No, I make it.
Gillian is watching, so let's be careful, and she will fight. She will fight. She protects. So.
All right. So what are we gonna do with Gariel this morning?
Yes, man. So we're gonna talk about the restaurant industry, what's happening, and what to expect. He's been in the industry for how many years, Gary? 70?
Wow! Oh my God! 70.
Hold on there.
Oh, maybe about half of that.
Wow.
Yes, man.
Oh,
So what's happening, Gary, in terms of the restaurant with COVID? Let's start there.
All right. Well, pretty much a lot of what happened in Jamaica. Is what we all experience in the different places that we are. I know you're in Canada. You're Leo, Annette, New York, all different countries and cities all over the world. We had the similar fallout, right? The good thing for us is that we had a little warning, So whereas it happened suddenly, Jamaica saw what was happening, with international news and all, So we got maybe a couple of weeks warning, and we kind of knew what was coming, Yeah. And of course, when you heard about the first case on the island, that's when everybody kind of got in gear and realized that, boy, this thing is real, and it's here, Yeah. Initially, pre-COVID, we had the restaurant business. People were opening new locations. People were expanding. You had a couple of new complexes open that were essentially mainly restaurant operations. Mm-hmm. So I would call them restaurant complexes, because they had at least 80% of the shops in there were restaurants or food service.
Yeah.
So I mean, we were doing our thing, you know.
Yeah.
Lots of places opening on the North Coast as far as smaller places, seafood places, you know, things are happening.
Yeah.
Marketplace, they were doing a whole refurbishing and people were investing. So we were kind of on a path moving forward.
Yeah.
Of course, COVID came in and everybody had to kind of get to survival mode. Essentially, what you found was that everybody, well, the good thing is that we had some idea it was coming. We saw what was happening. So everybody was kind of bracing for the worst. Yeah. Everybody was expecting that, you know, we were going to have like a total lockdown similar to like what happened in New York. And that didn't really happen. It didn't really happen that way. So we're thankful for that, right? Because the government kind of realized that a full shutdown would be, unsustainable. And it would just be a disaster. I mean, it's already a disaster as it is with the hotels and all of that and all the different places that are still not able to open back up, you know. So, you know, it has, you know, it has a major impact of, as you can imagine, and as we all have seen. So during the survival mode now, what you found is that restaurants, you know, we had limited hours. We found that the landlords, the staff, you know, everybody was kind of willing to work with what was happening. So staff members, a lot of people, they kind of took the time off because some of them had kids at home. Some of them said, you know, they volunteered to stay out for a couple of weeks. So, you know, they did their part. The landlords, to some degree, did their part. Some people got a little rent reduction.
Yeah.
Or a moratorium.
Did we lose him? He's talking.
Yeah, something came up to say his bandwidth is a bit low, so I think there's going to be a delay.
Okay.
I saw something on the screen a while ago that says his bandwidth is low.
Okay. So tell us, you can go ahead and.
Yeah.
I'm coming back. He's coming back in.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Right. You know, chefs are doing collaborations with each other. You know, everybody was doing things to pretty much survive the initial shock and what was happening. Sometimes, you know, you have restaurants that you guys can hear me?
Yeah, we're hearing no.
There's a delay now.
Oh, you can hear me now?
I think there's a delay.
All right.
Delay now, yeah. Marsha, the good internet.
Marsha,
the good things.
Marsha, tell us, without the Daddy Ray and Uncle Nephew, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what the restaurant business look like, you know, just by visual. What is it that's going on you know, inside Jamaica now? Are you seeing a lot of restaurants closing? Are you seeing a lot of cook shops closing? Are they back? Going on?
Well, what I found is on this side of the coast, a lot of persons are opening. I have an actual restaurant opening this afternoon as well. The restaurants became very creative. I know probably a month before COVID, one of these restaurants on the North Coast called Plantation had just opened. So I don't even want to wrap my head around the financial implications of just opening something of that magnitude and closing. But what I found is that they instantly jumped on it. So they were doing the deliveries, they were doing the takeout. They made sure that they had business going because, again, going back to marketing, they want people to know them. The locations, when we gradually started to open, they opened now with the spacing so that we could do the 6 feet distance so you could go in there. The cook shops, not so bad because cook shops are what they are. Cook shops are usually mostly takeout. So they didn't really have the mass gatherings at the cook shops. It's just that, you know, sometimes we don't go with friends and you stand up there for a while and you drink the soup and you do all of that. But they really complied. And I think adding to what Gary said is that we knew this was coming. We really got a little plan prior to. So persons started to wrap their heads around how are we going to make this work? So some of the staff members who would have been waiters and waitresses, some of them are the same persons who would go out and take the orders outside to ensure that persons were able to get something of that nature. I know in the more tourism belts, I think a lot of people stayed home. So a lot more, the chefs now got a better opportunity because when they were doing these collaborations online, people were now watching to see how to now prepare these meals because I'm now at home for extended periods of time. So I'm learning how to cook. But now, to be honest, you're going on the road now, what you're seeing is social distancing and you're seeing the mask wearing, but people are bouncing back. You're seeing the restaurants open. You just know that when you go, if too much people are there, they're going to tell you to social distance, or you have to wait, or you're going to have to do takeout. But again, I live on the North Coast. So what happens is we have a lot of restaurants that are on beaches, which means there's a lot of space in terms of being able to social distance and sit down. It's going to look a different picture in the city type areas because those places were already small.
Can anybody tell me about, in here in America, Grubhub turned,
Yeah, man, and the Uber Eats.
Uber Eats.
Do we have any kind of that service there aside from, the
Yeah, man, in Kingston. What is it? I saw a new one the other day. There
Gary-
are many of them
Gary-
in Kingston. Make Gary tell you those.
Gary
Kingston.
can talk because when Gary told me about a few of them a couple of months ago, and I'm still in awe.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Well, right now, you have quite a few that have come on since COVID, but prior to that, you had things like Seven Crave, Cut the Line, you have Peckish, you have a couple more. I mean, they're not immediately in my head.
Yeah,
but they are offering those type of services. They're not as predatory towards restaurants as a DoorDash or a Uber Eats. We don't have that kind of model here. Of course, that model would never work here, like how they do it in the States. So restaurants embrace it. I mean, right now, Seven Crave delivers for KFC. So, that's an indication as to what kind of fees and the affordability of what they offer the service is, that's a demonstration of that and what they do, So they have really stepped up in a big way, with all the deliveries and all of that. Curbside delivery, of course, that is a given. As Marsha said, the chef collaborations, we've been seeing a lot of that. Chefs just kind of coming together, having like a one-day pop-up or a takeout brunch, So we're seeing a lot of that happening. But outside of that, I mean, even restaurants themselves, they have kind of changed how they do things. I noticed that in Kingston, with most of the restaurants, well, they've cut staff, but then the hospitality has ramped up many levels because everybody's now trying to take care of their customers. Because what everybody has realized now is that we don't have the whole slew of customers and people coming through our doors. So we had to make sure that whoever is coming, they're well taken care of. So a lot of these things that happen in the whole change and the movements that people had to make during the whole COVID for survival, And smaller restaurants are able to open. Cook shops are open in Kingston. They still, I mean, you'd be surprised to know the level of compliance as far as wearing their masks and all of that. You'll be amazed, Corner bar, same thing. They're looking at the rules, they're respecting the rules. Yeah, man, and they're operating at a level that, I think is enviable by anybody else outside of Jamaica who doing all kind of madness that we have seen, we have been doing pretty well here, managing through it, survival mode, As to where we're going to go on the other side of it, there's a lot of that happening now, positioning. Like, for example, TF did their whole thing with the Cooking at Home series, and that was a thing to engage restaurants and chefs, to help the everyday home cook or the new person that does get into cooking because they don't have to, during COVID.
Yeah, kids at home.
That has helped a lot, and there's a lot of value that they have brought with doing the cooking classes. I know individuals, I know Noel, a lot of demos online, Andre Fowles, to name a few. PSOJ, they have a wonderful thing called COVID Cast, and they're actually helping small businesses to survive this whole pandemic. You know, they go through everything from your balance sheet to, you know, how do you decide whether you need to close or stay open. So all these things are.
We lost him again.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Noel. Take it.
I have a question for Gary, but you can answer it, Marsha. In terms of, do you think restaurant,
you know, reopening
in Jamaica?
A what?
A restaurant association.
It could. Let me tell you, I am in awe of my people. I'm in awe of what happened in the last 4 months, because there are many things that were not possible before the last 4 months. Yeah. In the last 4 months, there were persons who never worked together who have had to come through. For the years, KFC has been in Jamaica as a, me convinced the KFC come from St. Mary because them tie with long time. Yeah. However, you never knew that KFC could deliver. No matter what was the conversation prior to COVID, you never knew these things could happen. Yeah. And it has happened. We have seen, even outside of hospitality, the amount of delivery companies you have. Where I live, nobody comes out of here. For the period of COVID, I was saying, I never know why they put a curfew down here. Because there is somebody selling farm products. There is somebody who is doing masks. There is somebody, true juice, all the trucks are coming down here. The egg farmers are coming down here. Every single thing that you want. I don't know if anybody has seen, and none of you are on this side. You see CPJ? CPJ rolled out in this country down in Montego Bay. CPJ saw what was happening and had all of this food there that they wanted to sell to the hotels. From March, probably 15th until now, CPJ has a deal almost every single day that you can buy. You are buying salmon and you are buying the foods that you would never normally buy, and the shrimp and everything in deals. We have gone through how many holidays in terms of Father's Day, Mother's Day, everything. Yeah. CPJ, when you go down to CPJ had a drive-through. The boxes are packed, you go, you pay your money, somebody opens your trunk and packs the things and comes through. I don't doubt, Noel, that, as you said, this restaurant association, I have no doubt that it will work now, because people are now looking at the more creative ways and how can we work together to weather the storms. Because 2020 has been like a hurdle. It's a hurdle race, you know. Because COVID came first was dengue, you know, because people don't remember so dengue, no, God, no, we're right there. We did dengue, but then COVID came, and then now you hear that we had Saharan dust. Yeah. And then you hear that it's different hurdles. And remember, you know, with the linkages, the hurdles affect the linkages differently. Yeah. Because we're talking about the culinarians, but what about the Juta men? Yeah. Because remember, nobody not coming in at the airports. It affects. Yeah. So who are they transporting? If you come to Montego Bay now, I find it, you see some pretty car on the side of the road selling agricultural products. But guess what? Before we couldn't sell agricultural products, but now my rent have to pay and my people have to eat. Yeah. You understand? So I have no problem taking this new vehicle to drive to St. Elizabeth to buy the farm products to come over here and eat. It also means that you are seeing an influx of more fruit, because now that vegetables are scarce, people are eating vegetables. Yeah. It means the cook shops are offering some other vegetables that they were not offering before. Because now, you understand? So you have more creative, but there's more, people are adapting a little bit more. Yeah. To it. So the restaurant association would work now, because we're going to look at it to say, what is it that we can bring to the table as a co-op, so that we can purchase better, so that we can offer things better, and all of us are not offering the same type of thing. And how is it that we can work together to say, Gariel is over there, so where can I send people to him for that I don't offer? Yeah. You understand? So I think, no, let me tell you, anything I said to somebody, I had a previous Antrop teacher, he died a couple years ago. He says, you never waste a good crisis. Yeah. He said, do not waste a good crisis. Entrepreneurship is bred out of need. Yeah. You need to feed your family now. You need to earn. We are going to come up with some ideas that you're going to wonder. Yeah. You're going to wonder what? Yeah. This was needed, but guess what? It's going to work. It's really going to work. Yeah.
Gary?
I think he's back.
Do you want to weigh in on that a little? About a restaurant association in Jamaica, would this help? And do you think this is something that we should look, towards getting or forming?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's interesting that you mentioned that because we did something a couple of weeks ago where we were talking about restaurants and their ability to get financing.
Yeah.
And, you know, like somebody starting up a small thing and all that. And it's literally non-existent, you know. Banks are not really interested in restaurants. And that's a worldwide thing, you know. Nobody can go into a bank and get money for a restaurant. And you know, so and we have fought that fight for many years. But we as the restaurateurs have to figure it out. You know, so one of the things which would be leading into a restaurant association was really to develop co-ops. You know, where they're going to be independent restaurant co-ops, because you find that everybody has a different need. So you know, you might independent restaurants, your needs are very similar as to fast food. So maybe you'll start it because and then fast food will eventually come on board if they think there are benefits to it. You know, because that's how the Bakers Association started. It started with small bakers. Big bakers were never a part of it, right? But when the moment that the smaller bakers, right, got behind the cause and the needs of all bakers, then that's when the big bakers saw the benefit of it, and they actually came under the Baker Association. So the Restaurant Association will be no different.
Sonny,
you know,
unlike the Marsha, yeah man, love the Restaurant Association, yeah man. So I think most people, and then especially with now, because here in Canada, and I think Anette can tell us about the one in the US, they were helping staff, you know, restaurant people in terms of crisis, because guess what? I haven't been working since March 15, but at least you find out the Restaurant Association, they help you with some food, some this, some giving you stuff, you know, stuff, because you have partners, right? And I think one of the big thing, you know, with Jamaica, I would say, is that we are not fully united. And that's what, you know, divide us. And I think the moment we start to unite, then people will join us. But the moment we are divided, them take one step away, so, you know, I think once they realize that, yes, man, these people have it together, them strong, them stand up together, then they will have to come and join us. They can't help. So I definitely think it would work, and maybe this is up on Gary to push it. You have the links, Gary.
I'll do my part. Yeah, man, I'll do my part. Definitely. You know?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we've been rallying people, especially from the banking side.
Yeah.
But think about
exactly, yes.
Just as a quick concept.
Yeah.
Right? The restaurants are in our pocket for 3.5% of our credit card revenue, right? I mean, banks are in our pocket for 3.5% of our credit card revenue. If we got 10, 20 restaurants that were doing $5 to $10 million a month in credit card sales, right?
There's so much money that.
And we came together and we all approached some financial institution to say, look, as a group, we would like to give you all.
Lost him again.
Yeah, man. So, you know, overall, as you're saying, guys, you know, this session today is not just about coming online because we have time. It's about opening conversation and wishing that, you know, it can bring some change. So, Restaurant Association is one.
Work with us to see how they can help us develop the industry, because it can't continue like this, right? Somebody open a hotel tomorrow, they get duty free on $10 million US worth of restaurant equipment, right? If I open a restaurant in Kingston down the road, I pay a duty on every single thing, including the straw and the spoon, then, right? Yeah, those other places get up to some ridiculous thing where they get duty free. If you don't mind, check, they get duty free food, right? Just so that they can be profitable. What about us? Yeah.
But Gariel, it is not even as far as that, you know. Remember, you know, if you try to buy, if you go to the bank tomorrow, you know, to purchase a car, in the space of a day, you get that loan.
Exactly.
A car that depreciates, you know. And if you ask for half of the money that you're trying to buy a car to start a restaurant or to improve your restaurant, months. And if you do get that money, as you said, the interest rates on that money is ridiculous. So it means that we have to, as a cooperative, if you put something together, to approach with a united force.
Yeah. Right, I think we lost him there. Yeah, and we also need to work on good Wi-Fi in Jamaica as well.
They're fair weather.
No, you see, because
Hold on.
Leo says is it Kingston? Is it Kingston people? Because I'm sorry, you have not lost me yet.
Not
In the good country.
Ease up on Kingston, huh? Ease up on Kingston.
No,
and
it's
St.
not
Andrew.
me. It's not me, miss. Why you taking me on? No, they sent me a man say Kingston have problems, miss. It's not me.
Country people, the good people, the good yam, the good
yam people them.
Yeah. So we are about to wrap things up, and I did a conversation all day, and I guess we could go on and on and on as we say.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank everyone for the conversation. Trust me, I learned a lot. I'm here taking my notes, you can see, and even the Taste Jamaica app. I never know much about that myself. So get on the Taste Jamaica app, and as what Christopher said, go and rediscover Jamaica for those of you who are in Jamaica, those of you who are planning to go back home. Just to recap a little, in terms of branding. And I'm so happy that we got Captain Kid and not just a regular mixologist to come on as it relates to branding. And we saw him, right? And I'll on his stuff, looking as his brand, his name, and everything. Recap again in terms of branding and marketing. And it's all boiled down to personality and what you want for yourself as chefs. Because the aim of this forum as well is just to motivate the uninspired, because this time is crazy where your headspace just knock up. You have things like, yo, man, I left cooking, this thing now work out. But how can I come out of COVID with a different mindset? Do I need to rebrand? Do I need to market? Or do I get help? The next thing is get involved. You have the Culinary Federation of Jamaica. You have this forum. You have the newspaper. For me, I can show you all of my Observer cookbook, Gleaner cookbook from when we little like this. You understand? And you have to read and keep up with the industry and what's happening. The next thing is connect. Not just to Facebook, not just to the Wi-Fi, to your passion, to what you love, what's happening. So like Captain Kid, he's trying to learn from those guys overseas. Nothing is wrong with that. Then, of course, networking. He talk about his 3 other guys. I can talk about Chef Chuck. Chef Chuck and I trained together from level 1. And now I can be able to have him on this platform. That's because of networking and connecting. And on my side, unity is strength. And as the COVID slogan, we're in this together. Same thing for the aspect of the industry. We're in this together. Marsha, Gary, Anette, all of us, we're in this together. So, thanks for joining, guys. And I'm not closing. Leah's going to close off. But that's it from me, from my side. And we're going to have everybody else get a closing. But over to you, Leo.
I want to get the closing from each of them. So Gary, and then Annette, and then Marsha close off for Gary.
Well,
I'm sorry, 1 minute.
All right. No problem. Essentially, what has happened, with all of what is happening, a lot of our culinary talent has returned home.
Yeah.
Right. And we're going to see a lot of new things happening here in Jamaica. And it's just for us to have the people and the resources and, the vision, to push it forward. But I know it's a brighter side. There's going to be a much brighter side, post-COVID or even living with COVID. Yeah, Jamaica, the future is bright.
Resilient and strong.
Annette.
Piggybacking off what Gary said, Jamaica future is bright. I am happy and I'm proud to see Captain Kid on, because that is an example of Jamaica's future right there. We're going to be living with COVID for a while. How do we pivot? How does Jamaica as a country pivot? How are we taking it serious? Are we now going to give everyone an opportunity? I say to the culinary professionals out there, don't believe the hype. Spend the time developing your brand. Once you develop your brand, go out there and market it.
Yeah.
And when you're on social media, there is a very, very, very tight line you have to walk when you're on social media. Have 2 separate accounts. Have a professional account and have a personal account. Be very careful what you put on your personal account. Be very careful of whom, I have a personal account and my personal account is private. And if you're following me on my business page and you come across or you buck up and you see Instagram tells you, oh, she's this is her professional account and here's if you send me a friend request, I'm not accepting it. Because if you're on my professional page, you don't need to see what I'm doing personally. You keep the two separate. You know, in the Bible, it says, guard your heart, guard your accounts, govern your accounts accordingly. Be careful. Be very careful. I'm very proud of this program, Noel. Thanks for inviting me. Marsha, can't wait to see you. Can't wait to sit down under the tree or go up on the Materbury River and sip some okra and them nephew them.
No, family matters.
Leah, you're the best DJ. Gary is my heart. Gary is my heart. Gary and Noel have a very special place in my heart. And, you know, anytime something comes up, it's one or the other or both that I reach out to. Jamaica to the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for having me under the different hats. I want to close by saying, as I said, do not waste a good crisis. During this time, there are so many opportunities, both for certification, your branding, and for getting or the brand Jamaica out there. The opportunities are at the Heart Trust. There are opportunities through the JCTI. I know that it is it's an ego trip. I know it's not the time that we think of it, but when in crisis, to be honest, for us to have a seat at the table and for us to be recognized and to be taken seriously, you're going to have some form of paper. Everybody can talk. When you go to the bar, everybody has an opinion on everything. It's the person that has the formalized opinion, which means that they have some way that I can say, but this person is an expert at this. So take advantage of the opportunities, get yourself certified, whether it is in prior learning or otherwise. Additionally, build on your brand. Do the research, find what it is that you want to do. A lot of times we are being carried around in circles because I'm trying to be somebody else. Be what you want to be. Be as true to yourself, as true to your brand, as true to the culture as you need to be. Because as Anette said, COVID is not going to go anywhere. You have been given a unique opportunity to get away. In my opinion, you're getting away with murder now, because before you need to have a business meeting, you have to go drive, go there. You have been given this opportunity to have these online meetings, to have these online consultations. Some of the persons that are here today, you would have not met them if you did not come into this forum. There are people that are writing comments in the Facebook. These may be people who will send a note to Noel and say, can I get the contact for this person? Yeah. And as Anette says, because it is your brand and you're trying to make sure your brand is professional, it would be nothing for Noel to say, no, you log on to this and this is her personal brand and this is how she's going to help you. So use the opportunities very, very wisely, because we have been given a reset. Yes. I think it really has been given a reset because we have now had to find different ways of existing that we did not have in January. Coming up with creative ideas, the bartenders, the chefs, something that you thought impossible. We have drive-through pharmacies in Jamaica. Really? Come on, man. We can do anything at this point. So have a great rest of Emancipation, guys, and drink a lot of the family matters. Yeah, man, family matters. So we want to make sure you spend the day drinking family liqueurs, so forth. All right, thank you.
Before Leo, Leo not hear you?
Leo, we're not hearing you.
Oh, you're not hearing?
No, right. Man, from him drink that in rum, we can't hear
from him drink the scotch a shot.
Yeah, man, nothing.
That's my most.
I'm saying before Leo comes in, let's big up our team behind the scene.
Yes.
Kimon, big up Kimon, you know, working on the...
we don't know if Kimon real though, because we never see Kimon faces, so we're not too sure. Kimon here no come.
She's behind all of this thing, making sure we connect. Get it, guys, let me tell you, putting together this program looks easy, but it's not.
It takes a village.
Love. Takes weeks and days, and, you know, big up to our little PR team. Not little, big up to our PR team, and, you know, JTB coming on board, Kev, you know, CFJ, Chefs, everybody. It takes a lot to get this done. Trust me. Leo, your turn.
Yeah, man.
Leo, go.
You can't hear, but you want done.
Yes, man, we can hear.
No, man, we want to hear Nazzle, man.
You want to hear? That is absolute bias. That is bias.
Nazzle, man.
Leo, in the words of the health minister, the program is called Culinary. Can we focus on that for today? Thank you. Please and thank you.
Your quote.
Sweet Jamaica.
That's a low blow.
All right.
Let's do it. Everybody jump for someone.
Your favorite song. Your favorite song is Nazelman.
All right.
I think it's your favorite song, Nazelman.
And in the voting, I bet in the call in one vote.
I'm favorite song is.
I have to say thank you guys. It's been such fun. We get to meet some people we never meet before. What you know something? Oh no, nothing but you know. I don't know. It's the music and the.
Are you loud?
The farm food. I'm loud, right? That's all I know about me. But I actually lead an organization called, it's a network of over 700 Jamaicans across the world. And it's called the Jamaica Diaspora Action Task Force with 15 task forces, each of them having at least 30 members. One of them have 200. I think it's like the education task force that has like 200 people. And what we do is what you see that's happening this morning. We collaborate to do great things for Jamaica. So I got really interested in you guys this morning, listening to Marsha listening to Marsha and to Anette talking about what you do, because that's what we do. We come together and we create programs. We create learning opportunities, learning and development, training, professional development, all of that good stuff. And so one of the things I said to Noel yesterday is, Noel, find me somebody up a heart, because we need to, come inside. We need to bring this together so that we can learn from each other, teach each other, because the more we know is the better we perform. So therefore, I'm looking forward to this kind of collaboration and hope that it comes into. We have professionals from all over the world, people who have left Jamaica for a long time and they want to give back. And so, we work with the Jamaica Teachers Association. We provide professional development for them. We're creating an opportunity now for the National Association of Nurses Association of Jamaica, that we're going to provide professional development for those nurses and doctors and teachers and everybody. So we're looking forward to this kind of collaborative effort to make sure that we have our waiters, them do good, our plumbers do good, our farmers do good, all of these various experts in the field. We want to make sure that we promote them and make sure that the world see how talented Jamaicans are. They can monetize their crafts. That's what this is about, all right? So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, everybody on Facebook. Me thank you so much. Bottom of me heart.
Anybody here?
Anybody here? Oh. Lord of mercy.
My sweet Jamaica.
That's how she care about it now.
I love Jamaica. Let's go. I need a deer. Everybody jump, put someone in a deer. To the left, put someone in a deer. Move to the right, put someone in a
things that Jamaican are nice.
Just burn free the fall.
Babadum, 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 bambidum. And if the things that Jamaican are nice,
come down from here the ocean man. We have to see come back and come back. Oh yeah. And if I want
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, Anette. Catch you again soon.
Man, like I warn you.
Marsha.
Bye.
No birthday, but I have to show, 'cause I am a Jamaican.